What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to teach you how to build an upright bench for seated overhead press. This is going to be made out of one sheet of 4x8 plywood. Usually 23/32 or 3/4 inch plywood will work. It's very strong, very durable, and you can get away with buying one of those for 40 bucks, and depending on how you want to put it together, it could be screws or nails or adhesive, you get away with pulling this project off for under $50. So overall, here are your dimensions. This L shape is one piece, so these are the inside dimensions for this. Basically, I just picked these out based on overall height, mainly for your upper back, so your head can actually move out of the way if you're doing overhead press with a barbell. And then I looked up and compared to benches online, and most of them are about 10 inches wide. Most of the benches online are about 250 to 300 bucks. So if you can get away with $50, I think this is a really good deal. Okay, so what we're looking for here is sanded plywood, 23/32 or 3/4 at least, and price is about 40 bucks for one sheet, 4x8. This will work. And what you want to look for is, see on this sheet how the lamination's sort of coming apart. Some of it's pretty crappy. You want something that's really tight grain like that. So we're gonna grab one of these. So I finally got this in my basement. It wasn't very easy, but whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to rip this entire sheet of plywood at 22 inches. And the reason I'm going to rip it lengthwise is because that gives me two factory edges, one there and one on the other end, and those can be the bottoms of that one solid piece. So stay tuned, I'm gonna rip this and then we'll get going. We're also going to go ahead and rip a piece at 10 inches for all the outside structural support. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 48 inches, basically right in half, and then I'm going to cut the measurement of the side pieces at 37.5 with the table saw. And right now I'm going to use my circular saw. Pretty quick and easy. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, so what I've done here is I've screwed the two pieces together. That way, when I go to make the cuts with my circular saw, they will be even. It's going to be a lot of work for the circular saw, but in the end, I think this will just be easier because it's just one or two cuts instead of multiple. All right, now that we've got our sidewalls done, I'm going to build the fronts, backs, and tops, and possibly the bottom. Take some measurements and go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and use an 18 gauge nail gun, pop a few nails in the corners, make it a little bit easier for me to screw together. So. Okay, so far it's taking shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add the back, and on the back I actually went ahead and drilled a hole into it for handling so you can pick it up with ease. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add the back, and on the back I actually went ahead and drilled a hole into it for handling so you can pick it up with ease. So now is a good time if you want to do some sort of upholstery on this. While it's hollow, that's the whole reason I did this. While it's hollow, you can actually, put your foam in your leather, and you can then staple it or nail it through the back here, or screws if you wanted to. And that would make it a lot easier to access versus putting it all together and then trying to figure out that way. And I'm using 1¼ inch screws. You could totally use 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches if you really are concerned about the integrity of this thing. But with all the nails and the screws in this thing, I think it's good. Okay, so here's the finished product. Definitely super sturdy, a lot lighter than your standard metal bench for sure. And I will say I kind of negated using some nails or screws in certain areas just because I thought it was a little overkill and a waste of screws, but you could probably do whatever you want. I'm not worried about the integrity of it. It's solid as a rock. I mean, just really ridiculously solid. A few things to note. Side to side movement, as long as you're stable, I think it's fine. The only thing I would suggest is to not press into it because, I mean, obviously it'll lean back. You could probably do something about that by putting like a little angle brace on the back, but I'm not worried about it. As far as integrity goes, man, this thing is super impressed with it.